Yo, 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 what's up, people? This is Robert Bassano. I come to you today to give you sort of a detailed presentation. I've put this information out before, and I've been getting some feedback from some viewers and commentators and theorists and people from all walks of life, man. All walks of life. From all over the planet. All over the planet. And for those who saw the videos put out before with Jeff Stewart, Project PLANATE, I guess the general consensus was scared the shit out of a lot of you and turned away a lot of you because it was just too much information. It was information overload. It was too good to be true. Too much information and too short a time. A lot of you still have your doubts that the information is even fucking real, man. I mean, it's government documentation. If you honestly think I have all the fucking time in the world to get involved in document forgery, to create shit that appears to look authentic from government agencies' offices, and I should put it to more productive use doing something else, you're fucking wrong. This shit comes straight from the horse's mouth, man. And today we're going to talk about flat earth model believers. Flat earth model believers. So what you guys need to understand is this. I have a specific idea about the shape of the earth. Okay? Construct. And that construct is not consistent with the collective majority who are putting out flat earth material. The collective majority, when you put out flat earth material, you're not being specific. And I'll tell you, you're not being specific. You need to get specific. Because you need to start really modifying, amending, and revising your idea of the construct of the entire system. The entire system could be flat, or there could be different layers of it that are flat, different areas, and then the remainder of the system could be some sort of curved type of ellipsoid shape. But we're going to get to that because I'm going to show you some material, textual material. It's not my material, it's material that I found that supports the revised idea that I developed, that the entire Earth system is an expanding, flattening ellipsoid with the flat plane, landmass, surfaces, and waters in the center. But there's some people who just don't believe that. They want to keep focusing all of their attention on NASA, now beginning to develop specific theories, talking about the upper firmament, that it may be some sort of liquid or plasma. But you don't go searching for the actual scientific data that's out there in every university. University of Chicago, University of Maryland, University of Arizona, Iowa State University, Iowa University, where they actually discuss plasma physics, fluid dynamics, applied optics. When you start to look into those areas of disciplines of study, you can dispense with all the science and mathematics you want. But the reality of it all if you're going to dispense with the scientific data that's put out there and the mathematics that are out there to develop some sort of foundational understanding of how they came about to creating those types of scientific and mathematical disciplines, then your belief of the flat earth and the model itself is fucking moot. Because you have no foundational basic understanding of how the fucking liars who've been lying to us for hundreds of years came about developing their sciences to get 6.5 billion plus people who believe we live on a fucking spinning fucking basketball. You gotta have something to base your claims off of. You can't just say, fuck math, fuck science, physics this, Einstein that, Neil deGrasse Tyson this, Tesla that. Because these globalists who believe we're living on a fucking spinning ball, they're taking all of this scientific and mathematical data and they're putting it in your face and daring you to disprove it using the same type of sciences or mathematics. You have to use their own information against them to prove your claim. And I'm not saying theory or hypothesis, your claim. You can't continue to keep telling non-flat earth believers that the whole fucking system is fucking flat. There's a possibility it is, but you have no way of knowing with even greater than 50% accuracy that it possibly could be. The only thing you could base it on is the fact that at the top of the troposphere, there are conditions that are created where the pressure is just right and the fucking clouds just stop elevating in altitude and they fucking flatten out and spread out. That's the only visual evidence you can have, is that you've seen clouds that flatten out, which gives you the general presumption that the whole system must be flat. No. No. No, no, no. Because as you go at higher altitude, you've got no visual frame of reference to make a determination that the rest of the system is entirely flat. Meaning that you've got a goddamn fucking flat ceiling over your head. And when you look at the videos, you look at the photos, that's just fucking possible. Because why do why does the space shuttle take those vertical and then horizontal trajectories? And they're not entirely horizontal trajectories. They're an arc trajectory, which means that there's a specific area in our 5-layer pressurized gaseous atmosphere where they're going along with the ellipsoid, potentially. But again, I'm going to show you the data that supports what it is I'm saying. But this first picture you see shows two models. Flat Earth model, ellipsoid model, and then you see some geometry on the inside. Okay? Showing an ellipsoid. I'm not saying the whole system is an ellipsoid. I'm just saying the outer protector layers. Okay? NASA Ames Research Facility believes the Earth is they believe in the flat Earth model. Okay? Do they believe the entire Earth is flat? No. But they sure as hell used the flat Earth model for 75 fucking years. So just like the rest of us who believe in the flat Earth, they know the specifics behind the flat Earth because they're using mathematical and geometric and scientific data to support using those sciences for research and development, aeronautics, aerodynamics, astronautics, rocket propulsion, signal propagation, geoengineering, you name it, telecommunications. They've been using it for over 75 years. The flat Earth model. So does the Army Research Laboratory. That's the ARL. U.S. Army Research Laboratory. There's a document out there. Propagation of electromagnetic waves over a flat Earth. February of 2011. Look it up. Propagation of electromagnetic waves over a flat Earth. February 2011. U.S. Army Research Laboratory. Here goes another one of their logos. Technology to win. Keep seeing these fucking pyramids, man, on all these damn government logos, man. With some sort of light at the top of them. I'll leave that for another video. I'm not too much in the fucking symbolism. So, you know, it just may just be a coincidence people use these type of symbols for whatever reason. But it's consistent with everything that we've been seeing. I'll let those who are into symbolism address those issues. I'm not going to address them. Naval Research Laboratory. They also believe in the flat earth model and use it for all of their research and development and sciences. All of it. Computer simulations. And again, being a former member of the military always trains and works in environments that will be conducive to the real environments they're going to be deploying any type of technology, personnel, resources, technology, you name it. They create the environments that they're going to go into. So you have to simulate those environments. Why the fuck would you get on a computer and simulate a fucking environment that is not ideal to reality? So you globers who are thinking, oh, well, this is a figure of speech, it's just a simulated reference, they don't really believe the earth is flat. Like I said, you're partly right on that. They don't believe the entire fucking system is flat. But they sure as hell believe the fucking landmass surfaces we live on and work on and move on and operate on. And the first layer of our atmosphere, the troposphere, that's all fucking flat. And possibly the stratosphere. I believe the stratosphere is flat fucking too. So you would say from the troposphere, from subsea surface sea level to the top of the stratosphere, that's all flat. I'll make that claim. I'll challenge anybody to debunk or refute that. But again, all these agencies, including the National Reconnaissance Office, they all use the flat earth model. And I'm going to show you the documentation to prove it to you. Fucking Albert Einstein believed the earth was flat. He says here, common sense is what tells us the earth is flat. Albert fucking goddamn Einstein. Albert Einstein, people. And I started to look into this quote with Nikola Tesla a little bit more, right? I started looking into this quote. And let me blow it up for you people so we can read it together very clearly. Okay? Let's bring it to about 150%. How about that? Huh? Let's bring it to about 150%. So let me move this over. Move it over raw. Tesla says, today's scientists have substituted mathematics for experiments, and they wander off through equation after equation and eventually build a structure which has no relation to reality. So I wanted to look into this quote a little bit deeper. And I found out something about this quote and why he said this. And wouldn't you fucking know it? Tesla was actually referring to what Albert Einstein was claiming regarding his theory of relativity. He didn't agree with the equation. He didn't agree with shit that Einstein was saying about the earth. And they were all trying to prove, Einstein, Henry Lorentz, and Maxwell, they were all trying to develop some sort of mathematical equation or construct whereby they can use mathematics to determine if the earth was moving, the earth was rotating, and they couldn't do it. They just had to automatically assume the earth was not rotating because they couldn't prove it using mathematics. So they were trying to, add additional support to the Copernican ideology that the earth was a spinning fucking ball. So they could make a determination of exactly how fast it was spinning and if it was going to be accelerating or slowing down and, develop some sort of equation where we could use some sort of fucking chart later on or a mathematical equation to determine, okay, this is how you need to factor in the rotation of the fucking Earth and speed. But they couldn't do it. And what Tesla's saying here is that they wander off through equation after equation, eventually building a structure which has no relation to reality. What he's saying there, people, and I found it in an old newspaper article about 116 years old. Tesla confirmed through his own experimentation, actual applied fucking knowledge, going out into the field, which Einstein didn't fucking do much of. And he came to the conclusion the Earth is stable, stationary, is not moving at all. There was no equation for it. Hence, that's how these government agencies, that is how all of these fucking government agencies came to decide on a common model called the flat earth model. They've got another term for it as well. I'm going to show you what that is as well. Because it's called the Flat Earth Guidance Law. The Flat Earth Guidance Law, people. How you like them fucking apples? So let's proceed with the presentation here. Okay? Stand by. So, here we go. The document we're looking at right now is from the Naval Research Laboratory. The Naval Research Laboratory. And as you can see, this is involving software programming and coding for a simulation program. You can see here, flat earth, on, Mercator, sinusoidal, motor-sinusoidal, lat long, off. Toggles the globe projection between the various options. This is useful when visualizing non-geocentric data. If unspecified, the flat earth projection will default to lat long. Turn flat earth mode on. Defaults to lat long, flat earth on. Turn Mercator flat earth mode on. Flat earth Mercator. I mean, this is messages for Globers. If you really believe we live on a spinning ball, you tell me why it is when I start researching computer software simulation programming and coding, I couldn't find any language, any textual language that actually referred to heliocentric modeling or geocentric modeling. They actually use the flat earth projection as a default model for all computer simulations. Why do they do that? If the flat earth was fucking a joke, can't be taken serious, and we're all fucking crazy, all of us who believe in it, then maybe the fucking government is too. Maybe the government's crazy as well. So, for all of you out there who don't believe flat earth should be taken seriously, then you better write to your fucking senators and congressmen and ask them, what the hell is this guy talking about in this video that the Naval Research Laboratory uses flat earth projections as a default fucking programming in simulation models? Is this real? Ask them. I guarantee you they don't fucking know. And if they do know, they're going to tell you, we'll get back to you. Probably put your ass on a fucking, some sort of threat list, because now they're going to think you a fucking flat earther as well. And when the FBI buzzing on your fucking door, because they think you're a threat to fucking national security because you believe in the flat earth, you're like, no, I went to my senator and congressman and asked a question. You know, I don't believe in the flat earth. I believe in the ball. It's too fucking late now. You're going to fucking Guantanamo with the other fucking flat earthers. But there you go, people. There you go. Let's see where else we can find this language. Okay? Here we go. Globe, round, flat earth. Look at that shit. And then this is what this means. I want to give you guys kind of a general here. This is an instruction manual for scripted. What's the title of this? I'll see what the title of this document is. This is a scripted programming instruction manual. So if someone were to put in to try to factor in, okay, I need to do the simulation for a globe, a round globe, it immediately defaults to flat earth. Toggles the globe projection between the various options. This is useful when visualizing non-geocentric data. So no matter how you try to configure this software, it's going to default back to the flat earth Mercator projection. But there's no mathematics for the globe projection. Why is there no mathematics for the globe projection? I'll tell you why. Because we don't live on a fucking globe. We don't live on a fucking basketball. We don't live inside a basketball. We don't live on top of a basketball. The computer can't fucking understand what the fuck it means when you want to simulate a fucking globe. You can only simulate a fucking flat disk. That's what you see when you see these photos from NASA. You don't see fucking the photos in 2D or 3D unless it's taken from an angle and the light's reflecting at a certain angle. I lost my fucking train of thought. Sorry about that. So there you have it. There you have it. Let's see where else they have this shit in this document. Okay, so let me show you what this document is. Okay, so nobody's freaking out here. This document, scripted display tools, Naval Research Laboratory. The scripted display tools are open source software developed by the Naval Research Laboratory, Protocol Engineering Advanced Networking Group, Protean. SDT provides a simple two-dimensional visualization compatibility using standard image files for a background and set of overlaid nodes. SDT 3D provides a 3D visualization capability using NASA's Whirlwind 3D interactive world viewer and set of overlaid nodes. Now, for those who are not watching all my videos, I actually talk about this shit right here in one of my videos talking about the NASA Whirlwind 3D interactive, and I've downloaded that fucking software program, and let me tell you here right now, I am actively working in my spare time to create the same goddamn thing that NASA can create, and I'm gonna put up a fucking video probably maybe next month or this summer showing you that I can create the same thing NASA creates and make it look real. That's right. With just 4 GPU cards. Then he goes on to say nodes are assigned iconic images for the display sourced from standard format image files, JPEG, PNG, GIF, or from 3D model files. In SDT, a custom coordinate system can be defined for the background, and node positions can be dynamically updated to move their associated icons above the background. In SDT 3D, nodes are placed at geographic coordinates that can be dynamically updated to move their associated icons about the globe. Now, we can go play on words in the fact that they actually use the fucking globe. They can use this language, and you know, I'm gonna play devil's advocate on this. Yeah, they use the word globe, but it completely contradicts what they were saying about how the software programming is actually set up in C++ and using NASA Whirlwinds 3D, because the computer doesn't understand the fucking globe, can't calculate it, because there's nothing to calculate, because it's not a globe. It goes your table of contents. Anybody want this document, just let me know, send me an email, I'll email it to you. Or you can go find it yourself. There you go. Go ahead, you can go download this damn thing yourself. Here it is. That's the website. Right there, people. You go and download this damn software yourself. downloads.pf.itd.nrl.navy.mil/STD. SDT. There you go. There it is, people. Got some homework to do. Let's start learning computer programming, create some of these images and files. There you are. So let's go to the next document. Let's go to the next one. This is National Reconnaissance Office, people. National Reconnaissance Office. Okay? It's a member of the U.S. intelligence community. And here they go. Introduction. The telescope must operate over wide slant range excursions. These changes in range result in a shift in the location of the objective lens focal plane. For the present optical design, the focal plane shifts as a function of roll and pitch angles as depicted in figure 1.5. Method of calculation. And here's where it gets good, people. And again, you Globers out there, I fucking dare you to keep challenging this shit as a reference or just some sort of simulation setup that they're putting, because they're not going to talk about this if it's not a real situation, live situation they're going to be deploying this type of tech and capabilities towards. So the National Reconnaissance Office says the defocus values in the figures are predicated on the following assumptions. The slant range was calculated for a flat Earth. I can stop fucking right there. I don't need to go any fucking further. But for all you naysayers out there who think, oh yeah, this is bullshit document, they're just putting this out there to kind of as a psyop to distract us. Man, fuck you and your psyop bullshit. You don't even know what the fuck is involved in a fucking psychological operation. You don't even know. You even know what's involved in a psyop? How they actually plan for one and develop one? Because it ain't as fast as you think it is. It's not as simple as you think you can say it. These documents are not put out to get everybody focusing on the flat Earth because they're distracting us from something else. They're coming out with the fucking truth. They've been telling you this shit. I even show you the date of this document. They've known this shit longer than you motherfuckers have been researching it. I've known this shit longer than you motherfuckers have been researching this shit. Because I've had this document for over fucking 15 years. And I had to go through my whole treasure trove of shit I had and, you know, my little print files and shit I had. Because back then, I didn't even fucking have a flash drive to put this shit on. I actually got the hard copy document. And then I went looking for the shit online and it just happened to be published. But I can stop right there. Slant range was calculated for a flat Earth. That's B. The pitch and roll angles are a reference to the vehicle. Crab angle changes were not considered. The reference object distance for the in-focus condition is the vertical altitude of the telescope. Any defocus due to power changing or zooming will add directly to the value in the curves. Slant range defocus. So here you go, this document. It's been declassified, approved for release, special handling, secret. Okay? There goes the math, people, right there. There goes the fucking math, right there, in black and fucking white. There you go. Anybody want this document? Go to the National Reconnaissance Office. And when you type in the search, just type in the word flat Earth, and you'll find this motherfucker. You will see this motherfucker for yourself. It was approved for release July 1st of 2015. Now you may be asking, how the fuck does this guy get a hold of this kind of shit? It was just fucking released less than fucking a year ago. Because I actually do some real fucking research, that's why. And I'm not recycling somebody else's fucking weird ass fucking recycled goddamn reposted fucking YouTube videos. I'm looking for the hardcore documentation. So I can have some stable fucking flat ground to stand on when somebody comes at me and says, you done lost your fucking mind. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. And I can show them the documentation. Remember, people, it's not what you know, it's what you can fucking prove. And if you're still fighting to prove the fucking earth is flat to somebody who's a glober, then you ain't doing your fucking homework. You ain't doing no real research. You just guessing. You better stop fucking guessing. And here's the document right here. Preliminary Design Review Report. Acquisition Optics Subsystem, Volume 1. 25th of fucking September 1967. I wasn't even fucking being thought about then. I wasn't even being thought about. National Reconnaissance Office, people. Here you are. Question this shit. And if you're a flat earther and you're gonna question this document, then you don't fucking believe the earth is flat. If you're a glober and you're gonna question this document, then you don't believe the earth is a fucking globe. You don't believe shit. So if you don't believe the earth is a globe or it's motherfucking flat, then shut the fuck up and go back watching cartoons. Because Homer Simpson will tell you more about fucking how the earth is designed and about psyops than you'll fucking learn in 1 year posting videos. Just watch Homer Simpson episodes. Watch some cartoons. Go back to some Bugs Bunny bullshit. This is it right here, people. Contents. There you go. Black and white. Black and white. Go to NRO's website, nro.gov. It's all there. Read it for yourself. If you really have the time to do some reading. Motherfuckers put together 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hour fucking shows, but you ain't doing no real fucking reading. You want the shit on a fucking video in about 30 minutes to 1 hour, so you don't have to do it. Okay, fine. You don't want to do it, I'm going to do it for you. But if I'm going to do it for you, you don't fucking question this shit unless you got information to back it up to say, hey, the shit you put out is bullshit. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. All right, then. School me. Educate me. Or go stick your head back up your fucking ass. Another document. Here we go. Got this motherfucker straight from fucking Iowa State University. Now, I want to talk about this a little bit because here's the problem I have with this. Flat Earth approximation to the solution of electromagnetic propagation in a stratified terrestrial atmosphere. I haven't even read this document, but look at the date of it. 1962. They knew in 1962 the Earth was fucking flat. And the good old boy Dr. James Van Allen, who was a professor at the University of Iowa, he fucking knew it too. Falsified fucking research talking about he discovered the Van Allen belts. Shit, he created the fucking weapons firing mechanism, which was used to begin the fucking atmospheric nuclear testing, so that he could be the one to discover the fucking radiation trapped at 200 to 300 kilometers in the South Atlantic, right off the coast of Brazil. He didn't get to no fucking 2,400 kilometers or 10,000 kilometers with a 3-foot fucking rocket on a fucking balloon. You fucking kidding me? If that's fucking possible, I'm gonna try that shit myself. See how far the rocket can go. Because if that's the case, slap a GoPro on a couple of GoPros on that motherfucker. I can get to 2,400 kilometers and take some real pictures to see what the Earth really looks like. But we all know that's fucking impossible. But here's this document right here. For the first time, I'm reading it as well. Let's see what they have to say, people. Let's see what they have to say. Let's see something here. Flat Earth approximation. The flat Earth approximation. It's electrical engineering. Got some engineers out there. Let's see what they have to say with this. This is a dissertation too. This guy wrote this shit for his PhD. Let's see here. I think it's good for us to jump the definition of the problem. Let's see. Let's read the definition of problem on page 5, and then we're going to go straight to page 18. How about that? Let's do that. Introduction. What can we find out here in the introduction? Talking about spherical harmonics. The solution was practically useless from an engineering point of view because of the large number of terms required to approximate the final answer. How about that shit? Let's see what else we can see here. Okay, hang on a second. Let me get to page 5. Let's see what this guy says. What's the problem? The problem to be considered is that of the propagation of electromagnetic energy around a spherical Earth from a source located at some point on or above the surface of the Earth. The atmosphere of the Earth will be assumed to be spherical, stratified. That is, the index of refraction is a function of radius. The coordinate system for the spherical Earth is shown in figure 1. The source is located at the point r equals a plus d, where a is the radius of the Earth, thus d is the height of the source above the surface of the Earth. The analysis is concerned with trans-horizon field only, since the intent of the analysis is to develop an analytical technique which will allow a piecewise linear approximation to any profile of refractive index. Okay, let's go on to that. Let's keep going on here. Reading these dissertation papers are great. Okay, here we go. Interesting. Scanning this bad boy. The article by Price is the basis of the present analysis, since the Earth flattening transformation and the airy integral solution with its rapidly convergent asymptotic expansion is a very attractive technique. It should be pointed out that Price solved for the cases of vertical and horizontal dipoles rather than the case of electric and magnetic dipoles considered in this analysis. The essential difference lies in the fact that there are no... Okay, so this is based on the spherical Earth. As you can see, they can only do geometry for this shit. There is no mathematical equation for the flat Earth in a computer model or real life model. There is none. They can only show you angle distances and angles. They can't show you any math. The spherical polar coordinates of the problem. This is a fucking problem. Globers, this is a fucking problem, Globers. This here, this circle you believe in, this is a fucking problem for you people. You can't figure this shit out. You still can't. Azimuthal variations considered when using the elementary dipoles as opposed to the more practical antennas of Price's analysis. Okay, so let's do this. I'm not going to go through this whole paper. For those who want it, I'll email it to you. You can read it for yourself. I'm going to read it as well. Okay, so here they say, at this point, the flat Earth approximation will be made. The flat Earth approximation is a transformation from spherical polar coordinates to cylindrical coordinates. After the transformation has been made, the two one-dimensional differential equations will be solved. Whoa. Shit, flat Earth solves differential equations, huh? For all you flat earthers out there don't like fucking mathematics, you better fucking fall in love with fucking mathematics so you can have the foundational understanding of what the fuck they're talking about in these papers. Because this person wrote this dissertation for a PhD, and I guarantee you, they got their fucking PhD talking about the flat Earth approximation. So as you can see, if you were moving forward in your academic journey to get an advanced degree, you don't necessarily have to sustain the status quo and accept what it is you're being taught, what it is you're being exposed to. You can develop your own theories based on the foundational understandings to debunk whatever it is they're trying to teach you. It's not a complete indoctrination, as you can see for yourself. Let's see here. Okay. There goes the math, people. Maxwell's equation in spherical polar form for application to an inhomogeneous atmosphere are this. This is Maxwell's equation. Okay, let's go to page 18. Let's go to page 8 because he talked about some shit on page 18. There goes all the math for that. Let's go to page 18. 14. All the mathematics, people. Don't be scared of this shit. Anybody can learn this, man. Anybody can learn this complex shit. And it's an oxymoron to call it complex because once you develop the foundational understanding, it's not really complex at all. It's fucking very simple. They just put all this shit like this to confuse the shit out of people and be like, oh, what the fuck is that? I can't do that. Math is not my strong point. They want you to believe math is not your strong point. Okay, here we go. The flat earth approximation, page 18, subsection E. Having developed expressions suitable for determining the field components of the electromagnetic wave propagating from either of the two source types, the next type is to convert from the spherical geometry of the problem. You see that? The next step is to convert from the spherical geometry of the problem to the cylindrical geometry of the flat earth approximation. The flat earth approximation, the earth flattening approximation, is nothing more than a transformation from a spherical polar geometry to a cylindrical geometry. The transformation equations are n equals a what is this down here? Got me stumped on this one. I'm not going to deny that shit. I don't fucking know everything. But here's your equation right here. This is the transform spherical polar geometry to cylindrical. Here you go. I'm going to go through this though, because, oh, here you go. They explain it. They say where P represents the radial distance. Okay, here we go. Or range, and N represents height. These are the same transformation equations used by Price, but reduced to the case of no azimuthal variations. The transformation is such that a cone with its apex at the Earth's center becomes a cylinder, and the surface of the Earth becomes a plane oriented such that the axis of the cylinder is normal to the surface of the plane. The introduction of the Earth flattening approximation is credited to Schelling, Burroughs, and Ferrel, who, in an effort to simplify the analysis of the trans-horizon field due to the curvature of the rays of energy from the source, decided to transform to a coordinate system where the rays became straight lines. This leads directly to the equivalent radius of the Earth concept, or the so-called 4/3 Earth radius. Subsequent work considered the Earth to be flat, which meant that the rays were bent upward. There is no problem if one is interested in the solution of the differential equation governing the propagation of energy as opposed to the ray tracing technique. Fantastic, people. Fantastic. This is just fucking fantastic. Fantastic. Just so you can all see it again, here's the fucking equation right here. There it is. Booyah. That's it right there. This is it, people. Let's move on. So did you know what that document was? Again, Iowa State University, Flat Earth Approximation to the Solution of Electromagnetic Propagation in a Stratified Terrestrial Atmosphere. Robert Eglin Post, Iowa State University, 1962. I don't even know if this guy's still alive, but doesn't matter. Okay. Another National Reconnaissance Office document. Unclassified, released, approved for release July 1st, 2015. Analysis of image motions in a camera having forward and side orientations. Now, image motions. So that there's no confusion with globers and flat earthers out there. They're not talking about compensation for the earth moving. They're talking about for the velocity and acceleration of the vehicle that's moving with a fucking camera mounted on board. So let's read this a little bit. Envision a camera system oriented as shown in B1 with a Cartesian coordinate system XYZ, whose XY plane defines the ground plane of a flat Earth. Let the origin be fixed in the nidar point of the camera whose focal length is f. If the travel of the camera is horizontal and in the y direction, the ground points will appear to be moving in the minus y direction. Let the camera be in altitude h and 1x, 1y, and 1z be unit vectors along the directions of the x, y, and z coordinates respectively. Let any particular ground point be defined by the vector g. Now, I said I wouldn't talk about symbolism, but you see this shit right here? The vector is g. They're going to tell you what the fuck that means. Okay? This is the mathematics that's used and the equations that are used by the National Reconnaissance Office when they're talking about image motion analysis with cameras, forward and side orientations. Okay? So, got some more mathematics here. All right? Everybody can find this document on their own. All right? You got your ground plane, camera nodal point, camera image plane. All right, so let's just go ahead here. Let's go ahead here. Okay, so look at this. This page has it down as page 28 or some shit. So let's go up a little bit. It says here, figure B1 was we obtained the following three equations. All right, these are the three equations, and then they go on to say where they're telling you what these letters represent. Okay, the g vector plus ky, what's that? Kiy equals h1z. Okay, let's focus on that g. Everyone knows what that fucking g represents, right? I'm not even gonna go there. But here we go. G is the vector from the camera nidal point to any ground point on the flat Earth. This represents flat Earth right here. Ground with a line over the top stands for flat. Ground, the big G, flat. Ground, flat. There you go. Ground is flat. YG is the coordinate of the ground point in the forward direction. XG is the coordinate of the ground point in the side direction. This I with a line is the vector from the camera nidal point to the image of the ground point in the camera image plane. XI and YI are coordinates of the image point in the image plane measured from the optical axis. F stands for is the camera focal length. H is the camera latitude. K is the proportionality constant. You get the fucking picture. Eliminating G and I from equations B1, B2, and B3 yields this equations. So if you don't want to consider a fucking flat Earth from any of this, this is what you get. Useful relationships between the two coordinate systems can be obtained by assuming that the camera is oriented vertically. In this special case, vertical oriented camera. This is what you have. That means the camera is pointing, boom, straight fucking down 90 degrees. Straight down 90 degrees. If you're pointing straight down 90 degrees, then you don't need to factor in flat Earth because you're going to get that flat Earth image. So it basically cancels itself out. It's null, it's void. Because if you're directly at 90 degrees vertically from the center surface of the Earth, you're going to see everything. All right? Here you go. Again, they got no mathematics for a fucking globe Earth that's spinning at 1,000 miles an hour. No fucking mathematics whatsoever. None. Zero. They got nothing. So that's pretty much it for that document. Let's go to the next document. Booyah. National Reconnaissance Office. The slant range at 70 degrees goes for 215 for a flat Earth to 238 on a curved Earth. A 10% increase. The slant range at 230 nautical miles is 706.5 nautical miles for a flat Earth and 708 nautical miles on a curved Earth, less than 1%. The 10% increase will increase the defocus area by approximately 10%, and the defocus will then amount to 0.0033. Now, again, I'm not going to get into confirmation bias here. I'm going to be fucking fair. They say the slant range of 70 degrees is 215 for a flat Earth, 238 for a curved Earth. But how you come up with that fucking math? Okay? So let's see how they come up with that math. Here you go, right here. There you go. Now, of course, this is going to be based on altitude. But this is talking about the effects of the curvature of the Earth has been calculated on the slant range with the following equation. They don't really know. It's a 10% fucking difference. 10%. And I guarantee you, let's see, the H is based on altitude. So based on the altitude, here you go. And I'm just playing devil's advocate here. Based on altitude, let's presume in support of Globers that if the subsea atmosphere to the top of the stratosphere is all flat, but then above that altitude, which could be in excess of 100,000 feet from the center of the surface of the Earth, you start seeing curvature. That is when I believe you start factoring in this this equation. Because the higher you go, the more you're going, based on the pitch roll and pitch angles, you know, with the Earth being on a 23.5-degree XY axis, you're going to start seeing some distant curvature of the Earth. Because it's a fucking 23.5-degree XY axis tilted fucking flat disk at 100,000 feet and below. But above, now you have the upper layers, which are shaped more like a dome, sort of oblique protective environment. Beta B includes obliquity and stereo factors, as well as roll and pitch angles, and is measured on a plane through vehicle, Earth's center, and intercept point. Gamma Y is on the same plane and is measured as follows. So here you go. Cosine B is the obliquity. We're going to get to that. Okay? Look at this shit. You don't want to believe your government doesn't believe in the flat Earth? They believe in the flat Earth. Trust me. Here we go again. National Reconnaissance Office document. Okay? And just so you know what the title of this document was, that previous document was Engineering Analysis Report Acquisition Subsystems. The date of it was 1956. Yeah, 1960. 12th of February, 1968. Okay? So, let's go to engineering analysis. Off-axis image rate equations. Assumptions. The off-axis image rate equations are derived using the following assumed conditions. A flat Earth model. The point at the center of the FPCS does not move during the frame exposure. The optical system has no aberrations. I don't even need to go any fucking further. I'm not going to. Look at this. If local altitude variations in the target plane are neglected and the flat Earth model is assumed, then RGZ equals 0 and the equation can be written as follows. Booyah. There you go. There you go. Didn't I say any more? Let's go to the next document. This is on a camera system. Alright, this is a good document. This entire camera system was based on the flat Earth model. You need to go through that. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but just for naysayers' satisfaction, let's see something here. Yeah, I'm not going to go through that whole thing. So, the moral of the story is this. So to sum this shit all up, this is what we're looking at. This is not an accurate picture, but let's just assume this is you. Flat Earth, standing down here. You're looking up all at the stars. Say this is above the stratosphere, and if you're global, you may be seeing this kind of curve. You can't see any fucking curvature from the surface of the Earth. So I don't give a fuck what you say. I don't give a fuck who you are. If you tell me you can see curvature from the fucking surface of the Earth, you better figure out a way to fucking take a picture with your goddamn naked eyeball and send it to me and put it on a fucking video, because you can't. I don't give a shit what you say. If you're at altitude, you might see this. But I don't believe it exists from the upper stratosphere on down to the troposphere to the ground level. This your model. Right here. Flat plane surface, dome type of environment, but you got some flatness coming across this plane, which would be the top of the stratosphere. Okay? That's what you have. So, now that you have it, hopefully you've had the tolerance and the stomach to listen to what it is I have to say, given this presentation. If you're a Flat Earth channel, you can repost this shit. You can mirror it. You can share it with everybody you know. If you want to question anything that I've said, anything that I've shown you, you don't think is legitimate, you don't think it could be trusted, then fucking go start looking for information to tell me it's not fucking true. To show everybody else. Instead of fucking attacking each other. Saying, I don't believe this, I don't believe that. I don't attack anybody. I just say, hey, listen, the theory that you're coming up and the shit that you're saying, that shit ain't consistent with what the fuck I'm reading in documentation. So please, just don't fucking push shit out there just to put it out there because you fucking want to be the king or the queen of fucking popularity on YouTube for that fucking week. Because I know how many real subscribers you motherfuckers really have. You know it too. So you can't bullshit it, fucking bullshit it. Keep it fucking real, people. Do some real fucking research. Stop reposting people's other shit. Start doing some real fucking reading, some real understanding. Give this shit some real fucking wheels to get going at fucking high speed. They're not going to openly admit to this shit right now. And what's interesting about a lot of this shit that I found, okay, which I want to show you guys real quick right now. I almost forgot to show this shit to you people, but I want to show you about this guy. McLaurin's Flat Earth. Okay? This is what this guy believed. He said McLaurin's shows that as the angular momentum increases, the Earth will get ever more flat. The shape is an ellipsoid with two equal axes rotating around the short axis. The ellipsoid becomes a disk with an ever-increasing radius. The rotation speed first increases, but the speed reaches a maximum and will then decrease. As the radius of the disk continues to grow and tends toward infinity, the rotation will tend towards zero. L can be expressed as L equals Wi, where I explain all this shit. I'm not going to read all of it. But here's the deal. We're inside the stationary, non-rotating flat portion, and the outsides are rotating, creating the expanding ellipsoid. Okay? That's why when they show the view from space, potentially you see rotation of the Earth, but the internal structure of the Earth is stationary and non-rotating. It's fixed. The outsides are expanding. That's why I said before, there's no fucking way that the Earth could be fucking 25,000 miles in circumference from the equator. Maybe on the inside, when you measure from the equator, but when you talk about the outsides of the outer layers, the fucking Earth is way bigger than fucking 25,000 miles in circumference. It could be 10 times that fucking circumference on the outsides, but we don't know how fucking far they're really getting because they're faking fucking rocket launches and ISS fucking videos. Here you go, people. This is what McLaurin was showing us right here. It's continuing to flatten, and eventually it's going to fucking look like this. And I'm going to put up the fucking supplemental video, which is 4 fucking megabytes. You can do it yourself as well. Just go to this website. Mathematical imagery. Shape of the planet Earth. There it is right there, people. This is what I've been saying. This is what I've been supporting based on the International Ellipsoid Reference System and the World Geodetic System of 1984. The Earth is continuing to undergoing flattening, meaning that the entire system will eventually become flat and then it'll stop. Meaning that the pressure will increase and you might be pushed into the fucking ground or into the ocean. That'll take fucking thousands of years, maybe millions of years, who fucking knows. But this is what's happening to the earth. There ain't no such thing as